and then asesihleli kakuhle sizawukhula. Welcome and thank you so much for coming. Sizawuqala very shortly. Ndiyaxolisa nokuba bengasikaqali. We were supposed to start at 6. Just a few things. Welcome. Alright. Ndiqale abakhoyo bazawusijoyina shortly. Igama lami nguMpho. I will be with you namhlanje until bekanti siyayigqiba iprogram. Aqiniseka George, English, Xhosa, right? Okay. No. I apologize for that. We are about to start our program officially. So before I start, I will just ask everyone to please just stand and we observe a moment of silence for meditation. If you say prayers, you can say prayer. This is just officially not the start of the program. Let us pack up for a minute. All right, thank you. Before Sikale, Dikela Okulisa, and greet everyone. Warm welcome and thank you for joining us. I also want to greet those that are joining me virtually online. We are live on Facebook. The Facebook page is Ovation Media. Please make sure you have people that couldn't make it, but please join us online. We're also online on YouTube. The channel is Ovation Media. Please make sure you like or comment or subscribe or share the links. All right. Okay. So before the hand over, I'm going to hand over to Mr. J. Ovujabu. He's going to be introducing the initiative. I just want to say how privileged we are at the board to be seeing I think you'll agree this is the first. It's exciting because now we only see them in Europe, with Comrades Marathon or Two Oceans, but it's vital, it's very vital. Many runners, like myself, when I first started running, I ran, but I never knew how much they could help, in terms of my running. So there's a lot of people that have made this night possible, and I just want to appreciate them from a personal level because we need this. We need this, everyone. We need this whole thing. Sidibani, sifundisani, sakani, sidevelopani. Equally border ifane CGA, equally border ifane KZN. So I'm very grateful and I want to thank you as well for your time. All right, so Mr. J is going to introduce the initiative. We call it team talk because we want you to be involved. We want you to be involved, ask questions and challenge. All right, Mr. J.
Thank you, Bob. I usually say posa. That's it's an eye or Good evening, everyone. My name is Jabu Mandena. I know a few people know me. I guess today I'll probably steal a little bit of limelight and be known. So I'm here just for one thing, just to introduce and talk about the purpose of the team talk. I'll only spend a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3. Yeah. The team talk is an idea that came from a collective of different individuals that ran for different clubs. So we put it together and then we thought let's bring it to the people. It's a brilliant idea. We've seen these things happening. Paul has alluded to that. We've seen these things happening elsewhere. We thought that maybe let's bring it closer home. Let's bring it home so that we can get the experience that we have, So when we ask Abadabafana and Mr. Kuwe to come and talk to us, Mr. Kuwe needs a lot of runners, like that sports there. So he knows exactly your problems because you go to him. So he will be talking about those problems here today, prevention and all that things. When we talk of Mr. T, he knows, he runs with you. He is one person who has run your soul destroyer, you have run soul destroyer. So when he talks about the rough terrain that you train for, he knows it. Nobody else knows it except us. So we are bringing closer home. So the experience that we carry, or when you to say to me once, hey, you know what our runners do? They leave all the training, all the strength, they leave it here and go and run to ocean. They have a chill because the strength don't give us sheer want. You know, he was actually saying that you prepare for Comrades. You run 1,500 kilometers in 5 months, but we all only done 89 Ks. You know, he was actually trying to say, sometimes you don't need too much to do the leading. Sometimes you don't need too much to do the leading. So there was a lot of concept around the statement, you know, to say, a lot. So sometimes these new theories say food as what is in concepts developed from European people and different people. But we don't have our own concepts here. So let us come and listen to our own people whose concepts are based on the experiences that we have. No one else will ever talk about the Yuge Soko from Europe except you. You know exactly. You simulate. We've done some few trainings where we are simulating in Comrades. Other people don't, understand because it's your simulator. Elevation in 290. If for example, we train the upper body, then you won't know about the 290 elevation. Yeah. So we are bringing it closer home. And the whole idea is to make sure that sometimes you do get, this like ally or whoever they call it. There are people that are experienced here that have done comments like Mr. T and everybody else that have got now so maybe numbers of them want to expecting them to be so that they can share the experience. The whole idea is to bring people under one roof and share our experiences and talk and then see sponsor how best can we deal with certain issues. Sometimes we talk about and all that. So we're talking, is related to nutrition, how you prepare yourself, when do you actually start preparing for a conference in terms of diet, in terms of training, in terms of preparing and preventing and so on. So this is the whole idea. That's the purpose for this gathering. We are hoping that now that we have started it, we are just praying and hoping that it won't stop. It runs. Maybe we will have a team talk sometime when in preparation for 2 oceans. Maybe we'll have a team talk again, but we are hoping that we have a team talk about the ultra marathon. It's actually a double marathon, ultra marathon, Comrades Marathon. Every year we talk about it. There are different experiences every year. Believe me, you can go and run it 10 times, but the experiences, the experience something new each time you're running. Yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, for people that let's sit and relax. And I think all in all, once our speakers have spoken, there's also some finger lunch that will be served here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
And also to you and your team as well. Siyaqala ke ngoku sizawucela ubhuti mkhulu uzawusenzela presentation about wellness. He's focusing a lot on nutrition. So because really it plays a big part in any athlete actually, not just running. So Bhuti mkhulu, please come forward and share.
Wow. Hi guys. Can you please give just another round of applause just for the energy? Just for the energy. Okay. My name is Sandra. Guys, maybe what happens in my lifetime is I want to put this game up front so that when we go deeper, you see what we are about. Okay, simple put, let's and prevent the diseases with nutrition.
So nutrition, food is a disease, and nutrition is the future.
Just note that as an athlete, I have a background before I started running of all codes, bodybuilding, soccer, and I competed in different levels, volleyball, tennis, so my whole life I've grown as an athlete.
Okay. But some changes are even contagious. Okay.
I said let's start with this one so that we stop with competing the stuff and focus on hitting the road, hitting the tar. What do you need to perform? You need your muscles. And that's in science. There's nothing you can do with the muscle. And how do you develop the muscle? The first ever discovered nutrient was the protein, because they saw that that is the only one that the body can never survive without, and for its development, for everything. So you need the protein. But then for your performance as an athlete, what do you need? Okay, I said this in science terms, they call it hypertrophy. And it also has three dimensions on its own. Its first of one is the mechanical one, and then is the metabolic one, and then it is the core part. So for one to perform, you need more muscle, because the more muscle you have in your body, the more metabolically your body functions. So when your metabolism increases, it's always directed to how much muscle you have. Funny enough, that also links to the strength of your bone or the mass of your bones. Now you notice and you realize that everyone who is diagnosed with either osteoporosis or we call it arthritis, it's never someone like me who has muscles. It's always obese people, because their bones start to suffer because of less muscle, which means their bodies function lesser metabolically. So their bones don't get what they start to get. So they don't replenish. Instead, they deteriorate every day. So muscle is very important for our functioning of our bodies. It is the science behind it. We can unpack it the other day, but I think for now we'll just focus on the basics, because in essence, when you have more muscles, your body functions better, and there are systems in your body that if there's more muscles, so there's more protein synthesis in your body, which means, in simple terms, I can say someone who has more muscle, when they eat good food, they get energy, they want to do more. But obese people, when they eat, what happens? Because fat cells don't burn calories. Muscle cells burn calories. So we need muscle. So what do you need to do? You need to develop more muscle so that, and unfortunately you can't buy muscle over the counter. It needs time, yes. So it needs time. That's why, in my case, I could never start in January preparing for Comrades. I'm already late, because without running, I start way before to prepare my body, give it enough time. The stages of muscle development, you must stress the muscle. This is the exercise part. But I must feed my muscle, because before and after I'm burning calories, I'm burning those muscle tissues. So for them to recover, I want to make an example so that we can relate. One person I know here who used to do it, but he's not here now. He used to run everything, and where did he end up? Injured. Later on, he's not going to take you anywhere. In fact, what's going to happen over training is, on next day, your body is not going to pitch up. It's not going to be and injuries will kill you afterwards. So it must be a process. So the muscles, the stress, and this exercise part is very good, but the next one is nutrition. So what do you eat before? What do you eat during? What do you eat afterwards for recovery? Remember what you are saying, so the muscle needs that kind of science. Maybe we will come with solutions as we go. Then hydration, very key for processes to flush out toxins if they are, to transport the nutrition that you're putting into where it's needed. For instance, to have this bicep, I didn't wake up with this bicep. There was a lot of work that was put into it. But scientifically, what was happening is I was burning energy they was using. Then the brain said, there's a lot of energy that's being used in that area. So heart pump more blood into your system so that that area must get the food because it's burning more food. This is the same thing of what happens. That's why now I cannot just wake up and say, I'm going to run and wash. I must first train the body, I must first train the mind, I must first train the lungs to give me the strength so that they can cope. In fact, that's why there must be a qualifier for races, for especially ultras, because in this, they know that your body is almost used to that. Right? This is the part that we, most runners, also don't do, the rest and the stretching part. I'm going to give examples that you know. There was a 40-year-old that continued playing soccer over 40. It's called shoes machine. The only thing besides nutrition that kept him in exercise was stretching. What was he doing? You stretch your muscles, they become sort of elastic so they can endure more. So when your muscles are elastic and are stretched, they tend to endure more, so they give you more, so they last longer. There's enough. I suppose we have sports massage therapists is going to dwell more on that, but it is a very key component. That's why you will see us chasing 50, but we're performing as if we're 18-year-olds, because we're lucky to know that this information is very critical to us to know. Okay, and then rest, because your body, that's how it's wired. Like for it to recover, that's why even doctors, when they give you medicine, they say, this one, you must go sleep, or I was serious, because they know the body functions differently when you sleep, and it goes to a certain state, and then everything happens, it is faster, right? There, this is the philosophy. This is the solution. So we get in somewhere. Okay, what does your body need to function better? It is nutrition, but how is it packed? I'll open it point as a point. So that I'm proud of my education in energy. There, I like this part because it sort of gives everything that we are about. This part and this part. These are the numbers that are very key. Okay. Maybe I must not ambush you guys. I must also disclose the button at the page. This is the kind of product that we use. We are not forcing anyone to use, but this has been tested, it's been around this company for 43 years, and it's in 95 countries. We have athletes that use that, and using it. I can name a few: the Cristiano Ronaldo, the Messi, the MS Dome, the whole range. Okay, but going back to what we're talking about, balanced nutrition. Your body needs balance. You cannot go more on potassium and have less calcium. There's a shortage. You cannot go more on fats and carbs and less protein. Okay. Macronutrients. This is where now we get more energy. We need these ones in large quantities. Micro, these are the vitamins and minerals here. Okay, fiber, definitely to regulate your sugars in your system, but also for digestion. So, insulin. It's very key because this one, without it, all these ones don't go where they were supposed. You know, muscular and people, so water is very key. Phytonutrients. These are the herbs, plant-based. This is good for your body. Your antibodies, that's where your body
is being checked and being helped so that everything functions. Okay. These are the numbers. This one is 30% of fats, healthy fats. These carbs, because if we don't balance the numbers of the problem, we have you seen the number of ultra runners with carb on our feet. Numbers don't balance that. Okay, and then 30% protein because we want this. Okay. In essence, this is what it was about. Healthy active lifestyle demands us to be able just to know what's happening in your body because there is needed by your body. Funny enough that we tend to neglect this one and this one. We assume that if we come here, everything is balanced. But if we are intentional, we are able to get somewhere. All right. There is a solution without wasting time. This young man uses this product. So here it is. That's why he functions at this age as a fit writer. There's even one that's named after him because he came to the company and he said, I've been using this product for my sister, but can you create something from me as an athlete? This is the product. So they went to the lab, they mixed something, and they said, can you change there, can you change here, can you change here? This is the product. The first one. This is isotonic drink. It's an electrolyte drink. When you sweat, you lose all these electrolytes, so all the substances, so the salts, your ammonia, and everything else, and your calcium. That's why you cramp eventually long distances, because water alone is not enough. Doctors will tell you. So this drink helps with that to sustain. I run marathons, and on Sunday, on Monday I do legs inside the gym. I don't feel anything because I'm happy at least I've been able to understand what my body needs and what helps it. But it first muscle sustains energy levels. So this one we used before, during as well. It really guides you. It also gives you some sugar and it hydrates. And because that's why when you sweat, you see about me too on shop. Those are substances come out of your body because your muscles are well. This one helps a lot. But also, it's not enough because I've seen runners as well, midway half marathons, I see them with bread and peanut butter. My body at that stage, it just cannot digest isong and the peanut butter because it's in that state. So I need at least something that's going to give me the same with from peanut butter but in a liquid form. These are the products that help me. This is an F1 Sport Formula 1. But protein, the healthy lean muscle there on the road. You can have whatever that we have that gives you energy with caffeine, but there comes a time when you feel when I have energy but I'm tired. This is the contradiction. And you guys felt that I have energy but I'm tired. Yes, because the muscle is tired as much as while you are aware, whatever you do that gives you energy. Because the muscles, we need food. Remember I said protein when we started. It's very key. This is protein that we need so that you also not only feed just the body, you also feed the muscle that you're using. Yes. Alright. I use these bars. I tested them because they just been launched because it is an innovative company. Before it was in Tanzania, I could not believe how quickly it was digested in my system and I felt energy almost just after I had taken it. So it's good for long distance runners and the athletes, they use them also, e-cyclists, going to be triathlon. We have good results. There, 20 grams of high quality whey. You can have it before, during, and after, and it's easy to carry. You can put in your pockets as well tight. Okay. Everything that we're talking about here, you notice that there's less sugar, and the calories are so kept that are the ones that are digested so quickly. And then, what do you use afterwards? We said in those stages, you must do something before, you must give your body something during, it's taking much strain,
You also give something afterwards. This one is both endurance and recovery strength. These are recovery. That's for recovery, because you must safeguard. For it to recover, you must replenish, because you've used it on the road. So you need it to be intentional to replace what you've burned in your system. This is why I also run marathons, but I'm able to keep the same weight, because I feed the body what I burn, depending on what I need. I run marathons now, but I've kept the same weight now for the past 5 years, because before, during, and after, for recovery, just to keep the body in the same. And I need testimony, I use have cheekbones, running. At least now there's a bit of understanding. Okay, let's check the time. We want to get value and also patience. All right. Okay. I'm not going to dwell on things that don't help. You set the goal, and the goal was going to Comrades. We made a plan, and we got to work. Unfortunately, you can't change anything now. You still want to add mileage. Your body won't. Like 90 kilometers. But I know with the kind of information that we're going to get today, we are going to do it. And we're going to inspire the young ones as well that are coming to do it, because it is possible. We are all are inspired. There's something I wanted to say. Let me see what's happening. Okay. This guy says your success is only limited by all imagination and your hard work. You've put in the hard miles, guys, thus far. All we want now is just to fine-tune this thing so that we perform better on that day. I think everything is done. For us now is to help each other here and there so that we are better moving forward. Mine is simple. It's just to understand that whatever we do, it can't for us to be better. For instance, if you can run, or mostly what runners do, if you go to first Comrades, it's a sub-finish pass. But you want to improve on the next one, which means you put it on scales. So, wellness, if I were to take it back, is not limited to an event. It is a daily. This is what we live. Because while you're focusing on running the Comrades and finishing it in good times, guess what's happening in your body as well? If you use the information that you have, there he comes. Yes, that young man used to overtrain. I made an example about you in your absence. I just needed to know that But now that his mother is wiser, he knows what to do and how to approach it. Okay, going back. If it is a lifestyle, it's nicer. In my case, if I want to be ready for whatever event, it's easier for me to be in the process. And in fact, for whatever that I do, it's easier for me to sustain and maintain it if it's part of my lifestyle, because I don't put too much effort into it. Because suppose, make an example, Sundays are long run days. So this is part of you. So you don't even put effort, you know that Sunday you're doing a long run. So it's nicer now because be it there is a marathon or not, you always know that Sunday is part of your day. And when you come back, you know what you eat, and you know how many hours you're going to sleep, and you just like that. So if we can focus on that, I suppose there's a lot we can get, Mr. Team, from our bodies, because we are machines. It's just that how do we tap to this machine to give us the results that we want. Okay, this is what also I want to add. Have you noticed that the improvement of science is almost changing things? So what are we talking about science? Have you noticed that now the times are becoming faster, but it's the same humans. And we know, we say it's science. It is the gear that they use because now it's been engineered, but there's also nutrition behind you, because now athletes are able to train just enough, but if they train more, they're able to recover quickly so that they go back to the field again and train again, and then they wear the gear that assist them towards their goals. But it's easy, or it's not easy then to be able to identify that if you fall into the space and if you don't live this. So it's easier if it's a lifestyle, and especially in my case here, because if I take it to running, I'm a social runner. I don't see myself winning any marathon. I can win park runs. I don't see myself winning any marathon. So it's simple. So we must just try to inculcate this as a lifestyle to us and know what our bodies needs. I suppose after running also you want to, as family people, to be available for your grandchildren. And being healthy, safe, it all depends and relies on our lifestyle, but maybe 80% is nutrition, is food. Because the exercise up to a certain stage, it's only 20%. There are people who exercise the whole year, there's no difference because of what they eat. That doesn't give them results. Okay, I think maybe I can give time for your questions. For mine, was that the last time? Okay, no, thank you so much. Must I take it back to the MC? Wow, thank you guys.
That's very informative. We're so fortunate is exactly away from today. So we have a chance to maybe reevaluate and relook our nutrition patterns. So if ukhona that has a question for Ubudimku, this is your chance. Maybe you want to know why Coke in the game. What are we replacing, sugar or electrolytes? And us. If you have a question, please indicate and I'll take it to Ubudimku very quickly before I move on to the next speaker. Or in writing Coke in the game. Ubudimku. All right, Mr. T.
Just on the issue of stretching, can you just explain again whether it's before the workout or is it after the workout or is it all before and after? Because there's always, a debate whether you should do it before or should you do it after stretching.
Thanks for the quote. I'm really missed it because I stepped out, so that's fair I did. But anyway, we go on, in terms of nutrition, look, we're sitting here for all different targets. And each achievement goals into a different, And we truly appreciate you, Mr. Ongena, for organizing this. And we would love for organizing service according to our goals. This is the place happen. Now, I want to know on the nutrition. There's before you go run, and there's during the race, and then there's after the race. I want to know the dosages, because most of the time you don't know the dosage. How much is enough? I'm like, I don't have a life to talk about the black type, because I think we want to see the black type about it. But dosage, how much is going to be enough to give you such a certain goal? Yeah, thanks.
Okay, and simple. We have various stages or distances in terms of the running. There is different theories as now out there. As with the rest. How long would one have to rest? Let's say after a marathon, after an ultra, or even with one.
hydration related to that.
My question is, of the water points you grant when a month is broken any child, but at some point, how feel water point of Nando's what you do?
So chilla. So chilla.
As mine will be personal, I always struggle with eating children because I end up every time having stomach trouble. I try different things, but yes, for the first time it looks like it's working. The second time, things don't change out. I don't know whether it's really advisable to just take by just because someone says just to before you actually buy any other product. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. I was trying to do them in the order they came so that we.
Okay. Mr. T, that's a very powerful question, to be honest, because most of us, they hear things, and in most cases, we are under pressure, we want to do as we hear, and then for instance, in my case, when I go for a marathon, I know my level is only sub-4, so I don't warm up, I warm up there. But the guy, you must understand. Okay, but as an athlete, guys, stretching is very key, Mr. Key, because stretching is just activating your muscles so that they are ready to perform. That cannot be done by someone who is unfit, because no unfit is already feeling like I'm using energy. Yes. So it is very key to understand the level yakho where you are and performance yakho down. But it is advisable to warm up, then stretch before you perform as an athlete, and then it's a definite afterwards. It's a definite because now you've performed. You prepare to perform, you performed, and then afterwards you must. Okay, a car goes 120, doesn't just stop, it first decelerates to a stop. That's what you're doing to your body as well. Giving your muscles enough time to stay to recovery, because we will perform at a high level, high pitch, so let's take it down now. But I suppose also Mr. Gu will touch base on that one because but stretching is purely before, depending on the level of performance and or how quick you want to do. If I want to do a park run at 92 kgs, my PB is 1924, 5 kilometers. But I had to, before I do that, I give myself 2 kilometers to warm up, so that I can immediately then take off. So warming up is very good for someone to perform, depending on what you're going to embark on, how big is it, and how much, because also warming up is exercise, but at least you're giving your muscles time to be ready to perform at a high peak. So warming before and warming afterwards. Okay. Dosage on the run. That's another very good question. I'm gonna maybe try and mix that with running, with hydration. Running, there's a saying that says, if you're thirsty, you're late. If you're thirsty, you're late now. Because whatever you take in, your body isn't like a pipe before you put it and it goes down. There's a process that everything that you put in must go through. So hydration is very key. So you must understand your body that, for instance, if I run a marathon, every water point, I take a sachet. Even also to control my body heat on my hands, that's to have it, but keep on having. This is what happens to your body, scientifically. If you keep on putting something into your body, metabolically your body doesn't stop, it keeps on working. Yeah? So that's what you want to do when you want to activate it such that whatever is in your system, you trust it so that it must be transported to where it's needed every time. So you need water to slowly, you're sweating out, so you're draining your kidneys and your liver, so you need more liquids into your system. So I would suppose continuously hydrate, but in small quantities.
if you can, depending on how much you can go. I know I can do a 16 to 29 kilometer when I train without water, but that's not good. But at least it's training, it's not exercise. But when you want to perform at a high peak, you must look out for your body up and peak, because you know you're losing out lots of electrolytes, as we said. So keep on feeding it. So if I were to take it to nutrition as well, doing it on the day is not good enough. It might not last you. So it must be in your system already. For instance, this I use, if it says CR7, I want this thing to make sure that it's in my body, so that not only on the day. I would even say also drink one before you sleep, before the race day, and then wake up, drink another one, because you want it to be in your system already. Same applies with your protein. You can't start it on that very same week. Especially this month is very key now to have, so you want to make sure that your muscle is as flexible as possible, but it doesn't forget what you've been training it right now. It must keep it, but it must be stronger, so that and fresher when you get there. And for it to be fresher, you must keep it full. So this is now time. I'm sure in running there's a term, trying to the term. Carbo loading. That's exactly the premise of that term. In this time around, you should be loading protein. Less carbs, more protein, more vitamins to your body. Especially also with the vitamin C, vitamin B, because you've exposed your body to all these kinds of weather. So your immune system needs to be stronger. So you need more vitamins, more protein into your system. How much do you want to have, or must you have on the road? That is enough. For instance, if you have this one in the morning with your CR7 and everything, and while on the road having your water with your CR7, 1/7, this is enough. For a marathon, you will finish the marathon, and then afterwards you will have. Maybe for a Comrades, you can have another one, maybe 50 or something, while you're having this one as an interval of 15 or 25, depending on how you feel your pace. And then you can have this one immediately after finish. Immediately make sure that it's ready, because that's when your body still needs it after working. It's quicker for the body to absorb it, and it helps you recover. And especially I saw last year, the finish was a massive bit, and then have to go upstairs. It was terrible for an, as I saw on TV. Right, so let's go to the rest. How much rest can you or must you have? This purely depends also on you knowing and understanding your body. It's simple. Depending on your performance and depending on your program, some people will give it a week of non-activity. Some people will give it 2 days and then start training the body to know that for you to take out that strain, that's how the body works anyway. For you to take out strain, you must strain it more. Yes, that's the level of the body that knows. Some give it 3 days and start doing small things. That's the movement. That's the movement. That's why also in your case, you've done all the long runs to 70 km. You won't do it anymore now. You will do the small things now. So that it must keep that training. Exactly. You do the same thing afterwards as well. You phase it out or you phase it down. So give it time. So depending on how you feel, you must listen to your body. It's very clear. And another thing that we mistake that we do as runners is to copy plan. Our bodies react differently to everything, to pace, to what I put into everything. So you must listen to it so that you know what works for you eventually.
Okay. Stretching. I don't think I had anything because
you had is something about key water points you don't know, which means you must train more. So chill at perfect water point. You get to a water point, you don't know which one to take. In my case, in water points, I only take water. I once made a mistake. I think I eat puffs. To finish line, I felt I needed sugar. I took it zombie. I think it was Fanta and Coke. As man, down the system. I went to the gym. They came out because my body is not to that. That's not how it has been trained, and that's not what it needed at that moment as well. It was also gas in there. It needed me to put more water and protein in, and then rest. So it depends. So you must have a plan before, so that even when so chill, you can talk to yourself and say, don't go there. Don't go, that one doesn't work. So it depends. For some people, maybe Coke works, so you can use the Coke if you're using it right through. But you also key because while we're on the road and things are not going your way, don't confuse your body because it will also confuse you back more. Yes, it's very key to listen to your body, as I was saying. Okay, I think I've covered that. Thank you so much. Is there any other one? Follow?
Just a quick welcome to the people. We are live on Facebook, courtesy of Ovation Media. Also on YouTube, please subscribe and like or interact on Facebook. All right. Any questions on the nutrition part with our program? The interlink. So now we've gotten the information on nutrition, or we're moving on to the physicality of your body. We sports massage therapist.
I question this land of you. Thank you for having me here. Molweni nonke bethuna. Andiqhelanga into yothetha nabantu abaninzi bomsebenzi wam ukuthetha nomntu omnye kulaa room silungise iingxaki zethu. Ndiyabulela ngoko Mr. Mangena ngoku-invite. This is big. There's one thing that I've noticed about i-runners zase-East London. Different kwezinye runners. I-runners zase-East London ziyayikhangela i-information and kuyaxoka zizakuxelela. So ke kunzima kuthetha nani nebaninzi sonokwenzeka into nizawubona ubuxoki bam endibufihlayo ngelinye ixesha. Esekutshiwo ndingumandla Qhuwe, uNdaba uPhathela uNonkosi, ndingumntungu andinokubela. Indoda sezilalini eyadibana nalo msebenzi edolophini abantu bemanga into yoba uyintoni indoda lo msebenzi. One of the few guys at that time, ndine-20 years mosinsenza lo msebenzi ngoku. So amadoda ngela xesha kulaa college ndandikuyo ayemabini. Ndim nomfana wasePhayi kuthiwa nguBonga. Abantu ke bemangela into yoba yeyi la madoda afuna ntoni lo msebenzi wabafazi, ngoba kaloku abantu bebesenza into related to this i-physios. That is a different career. So ke ngole i-career yethu mostly beyamalady. So kanti but sike sastruggle kakhulu ukufumana i-clients nokusebenza nabantu because abantu bebefeel uncomfortable ukubanjwa ngamadoda until by understanding by career ayinamntu indoda ayinamntu ngumama. And ke kunento sasiyithethile nalaa ndoda that we need to be better than anyone xa sisenomsebenzi ukwenzela bazoyi-understand into yoba siyimfuneko kulo msebenzi. Bethuna bendithe kule ndoda ibiza ntoni andikho good kwezinto ze-presentations of lezi zinto. Bendithe kule ndoda ibiza ndenzela le nto mayivele bekwislide esiyi-1 esite massage. Ndithethe ngemassage le nto ndiyaziyo. Anything else izamconfuse because into endiyaziyo mna imassage, that's the importance yemassage, that's uba why should you massage. Bethe kwe makavela bhale massage, but ke abantu abazi-aspects kwezi zinto, they want to have all of these fancy things, and we are not good singabanye nabanye kwezo zinto. No, this is just something Mr. Schamze, or maybe it's someone, a wellness specialist. That is the industry iyazdibanisa zonke izinto. When you talk in massage, you need to understand the nutrition. When you talk in massage, you need to understand the exercise. When you talk in massage, you need to understand the rest. When you talk in massage, you need to understand umzimba nje overall. if a massage therapist and zanguyenza anatomy and physiology bakurobha kule ndawo kuyo, because you need to understand umzimba womuntu in order for wena usebenza umzimba womuntu. So eyona nto ibalulekileyo, I think this slide is wrong, Mr. This is the wrong one. This is something else, and it's a present. Slides zakhe intending massage. This is wrong. The whole thing is wrong. As I said, I'm not good with it. Now that I noticed, it's something else. So he because the wrong do one. I'm sure utumele the wrong. Now, when we talk about massage and sports, I think that is the most important thing in this now, because I'm talking to sports people. Massage abroad. When we talk massage, we talk basic massage first, which is the Swedish massage, where all the other massages zip-based hula massage. Body to give a better performance. How? When you train, there's a system up in glycolysis, where there's a breakdown of a glycogen into glucose when your body will start using it. So what is happening in your body when you keep on breaking down that glucose into your body and the glycogen? Umzimba wako produces an acid that called pyruvic acid. A pyruvic acid will help your muscles, even if there's less oxygen in your muscles, to contract, because it replaces oxygen. It's only good during the time you perform. Thereafter, it stores in your body as a waste product and it produces a lactic acid. That's when we start having a muscle tension, we start having the cramps and all of those. It's because ATPs, that's where the process is happening. They change into ATPs. So umzimba wako starta usebenza vice versa. Instead of kupusteke blood circulation, it's slower down. Instead of umzimba wako lymph drainage yako iclean amanzi amdaka emzimbeni iyawastora. That's why you'll find abantu betunjelwa ngamaqatha benezana kuthiwa water retention. It's because umzimba wako usebenza vice versa. That is why it is very important. The massage will boost a blood circulation, so gas will circulate. It breaks down the buildup of lactic acid, so umzimba wako can start using the lactic acid, because lactic acid, once it's broken down, it's good to be used by your body for energy as well. So it will help to break down, it build up your lactic acid, and also to boost a pyruvic acid. So umzimba wako, if you run a marathon over the weekend, and then let's say, I always say take 3 days after before you come for a massage, because the muscles are and there's a lot of blood, and also fibers is cutting it down. So once they touch with pressure, sports massage, unfortunately, there will be a discomfort. I always say it's not painful, it's a discomfort. Yeah. So the painful is not the term that we have in therapy. you'll find a discomfort, because once the muscle yako ya train, there's a lot that is happening, as I mentioned, you build up your lactic acid and everything. So once we touch it, you start to find a little bit uncomfortable. So that's what we call it, a discomfort. So you'll find that in massage. In order for you to get the results, you need to find that discomfort. So that is why you find mandla abantu abaninzi kwamadoda ayabaleka athi umandla uphatha kabuhlungu. Ndiye ndithi hayi andiphathi kabuhlungu ngoku abantu abahonayo xa ndibaphethe phaa kuze ke kubuhlungu imuscle yakho. So imuscle le kuze ke buhlungu. But you will notice if you have regular massages, the discomfort becomes lesser and lesser and lesser because umzimba wakho gets used to that, and also our building a lot of tension because regularly it breaks down the build-up of lactic acid. That is why you'll find that it is actually very important to have regular massages in order for your body to perform better. And I'm sure some of you have noticed that kunabantu bebefumana massage most regularly ngenxa ye circumstances ezithile kubona baba slow it down, have a massage, but you'll find that you'll have start having cramps, let's put it in that way, and you'll start feeling a fatigue. Now what is happening once umzimba wakho overtrain, beke I mentioned Mr. Schamza Glendow, kunento kuthiwa is central fatigue, when your body starts telling you, it's your brain and your spine, they start telling you that there is a problem that you might be getting from your body, and that's what we call it a central fatigue. It's a warning. You easily udinwa ukuqala ubaleka 90 kilometers or 5 kilometers. That's when your body is telling you that it's time to rest. Hence, Mr. Schamza, when he put it down there, he was saying that you need to rest, because a rest, it's a part of your training. If you do not rest, you'll have a problem. You need to stretch. Stretching is part of your training. It's a must to stretch before and after. The Mr. Schamza said after it's a must. No, before and after it's a must do. That is why I cannot promote a massage without you doing the stretching. They'll realize that I do stretching while I'm massaging. It's because it's part of our training. Because if we do not stretch, less elasticity go muscles are lesser. Also a contraction in muscles are lesser. That is why it is very important to stretch. So in massage, it is actually the part of the program that you should be having as a runner. I always say a runner, an elite runner should have a massage at least once a week. A social runner should have a massage at least once a month, because it distances in his balekayo are almost ridiculous. If you look at them now, honestly speaking, sometimes I think we need someone that will, or Mr. T maybe will cover that, will tell you how much you should do a week. You guys are overtraining. That is why performance here is dropping every time. You'll find people. There's a gentleman, I'm sorry I will mention him, that I've known for quite some time, and the performance here is getting better and better, and is not running ridiculous. Mr. Machobe. He's one of the guys that I know. He was not all the time that I used to follow him. He was not overtraining, and his performance was getting better and better every time. Because once you overtrain, as I mentioned, umzimba will quickly, and you overtrain, you do not have good nutrition, you do not stretch, you do not massage, you do not rest, and then umzimba will tell you that it's enough. But the only way, because the language ethetha ngumzimba is not the same language as I thetha by umlomo ndithi kuwe now you are overtrained, umzimba wakho will just shut down. Ubone ungasakwazi ukwenza distances. I know of a guy who used to run long runs, but last time I spoke to him, he can't even run 10 kilometers. He's doing a back runs. He was, I won't mention his name because this is very sensitive. He was one of the guys that has baleka kakhulu up in South Africa, zithanda ubaleka okokoko, kodwa ngoku baleka back runs because umzimba wakhe doesn't allow him to run. So that is very important to understand indoba massage, it is not a luxury. It is a need. it is something that it's a must do for sports people. I remember when Gerda was winning a Two Oceans, why winning a Comrades Marathon and the Durban. I was listening to a commentator AIT at the time when it was not live on TV. It was 2019, telling another guy that if Ufunukuya for comrades she needs to go for a good nutrition, and she'll do lots of massages. I was listening to that, and I even called one of my friends and said, are you listening to that? Because it is very important, guys, to do massages. I'm not saying Mandla is the only one that is doing massages. If you do go for a massage to anyone, do it more regularly, because it will help you to get to perform better, and it will help you to stay healthier. Because if you do not, you are minimizing your chances of being a runner for longer because of this overtraining as well as the bad nutrition. As I said, you will never have a healthy body with just a massage. Unfortunately not, I'll be lying to you. You need to have a good nutrition, best training program, as well as massage. Stretching, I always take stretching as the part of the training. So stretching, you do it in the gym. I do it when you come for massage. So in massage, it's a must do. That's all I can say today, guys. I don't want to keep you long. Thank you very much.
This is an essential service you provide. We essential worker.
Guys, for now, Nifumanega add-on. So I'm working from home after COVID. It is in business, so I'm working from home, and also I do home visits for those who have a space. So okay, rates is different from because and transport that we include we service your and also the luxury of so no, for now I'm in East London every week, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays, until further notice when I will let you know. But two weeks before Comrades in Zabakona, 7 days per week. So when you need me in that 2 weeks before Comrades Marathon, so it's about December, 7 days a week. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. I'll note that down.
I think as soon as Mr. Langel for allowing us this opportunity. You know, when you're listening to the forecast speaker, theory by how he does things, you know. So this is quite different. I'm assuming by the questions I posed, I Mr. T. I thought it would come up with Mr. Hamza, but now that I found the man, because he's talking about a body, you know, and I want to ask about a body. Look, it's a chatty, you know, and we've got Judith Pantry. Now, I want to ask this. There's a lot of theory around this thing. And I think everyone is anticipating what I'm going to ask. And if ever I were to ask each and everyone, who's about the answer different. So the phone goes up, Mr. Mandla, so the phone goes back. You call a relationship between the owner, the trainer, the performer, and if the corner, it's in the days, you know. So it's in, do I respond, do I not respond? I will just use that kind of phonetic language, you know, for under 18s and not teach it and not teach it.
Maybe thank you so much, Mr. Cook. I'm Hawan Golan from Manila.
Or to be. To be. Okay.
Yes, maybe there's something I just want to add. Let me just read this one, okay? Whatever we're talking about, this results in testosterone and growth hormone levels that play a big role in triggering and maximizing protein synthesis needed for muscles repair and muscles growth. So the reality is, if there's intention behind ensuring that the body functions the way it's supposed to function and more, everything increases the positive way and aligns with it.
Sithathazela phansi ematshobeni. Okay. Akekho.
I think most of us will share your story. It's a question when Maiza Kona massage, your marathon, your ask, so can I do it during that week if I am running on Sunday, or so it's a period within which I have to do massage.
Mr. Matos, I think uphendule kakhulu. You know, imizimba yethu performa different. Ndake ndathetha ne-professional soccer player Cape Town then, no, that's eJoburg. Ngisebenza eJoburg eye for massage after a match, and then we touch base on that of ekhaya. Sithetha nge-camping, laa nto sasiyenza ezilalini yokuba kude. Yes, abantu abaninzi if badibene nalaa mcimbi phambi koba ezawuperforma bayathanda into yoba badrophe, but ayi-different kuye. Uthi kuye yaziwa nayicoach yakhe at least 3 days before babe bayananzi kuba uyifumene umzimba wakho functiona better. So that was the first. So meaning that really ezinye izinto zange size experience encane. We always believe uba zange sebenze for umhlekazi ujaha nama izosebenza for mna kanti ngelinye ixesha iyasebenza for abanye abantu. But on a safe side, we always say at least banayo la 7 days. Especially your elite most, so knows what to indicate if elite because I 6 months. Yeah, so are you elite? Are you elite? So at least I say it's serious, on a serious note. I think Paul know that. So say so it's different from person to person, but I always say, just to be safe, for instance, comrades, you cannot do something at no cost after training and the comrades, and then 2 days before wenze into ezayijupitizer yonke laa nto ubuyenza. So just to be safe for a comrades, ezi-run zethu zalapha ekhaya wena at least because zifana nee-fund runs xa singengobantu banalaa drive ye-PPs kwamadoda njengalo tata utaziye ufuna ii-PPs yabo. So bona ke ngoku siye sithi no, at least bane-7 days before just umzimba wakho uzokwazi into yoba ube kwinanzeka. So ke thina ke bantu bangananzika nanini na bangabalekile. So nditsho ukuthi that's it. Quick question pre-session massage xa uzawuya kwi-race. Mna nda-experience something that uMr. Mkuu ebeyithatshile laa nto kuthiwa uzawutrya i-product entsha kwi-running ngeli xesha ubalekayo ikuxake. Into ebalulekileyo, if awungumntu uqela ukuya regularly kwi-massage, I always say at least between 5 and 7 and 5 days, 5 to 7 days before uyobaleka. Kubantu abaqelileyo ukuyenza massage 3 days before, it's fine. Like nibaleka nge-11th ne umuntu oqala ukwenza massage nge-9th angayifumani inantsika massage. And that actually, it works for most of my clients. Abaqhelile ukuya for a massage. So banala 2 to 3 days before a race, and then they come for a massage, and then it's always fine for them because this is not foreign to their bodies. Now, umzimba wakho uyawazi uadjusta kanjani. Sometimes after a sports massage, you might feel tenderness. You might feel tiredness and everything because kaloku sitriggerisha yonke into eyenzeka emzimbeni wakho. So xa ungumntu oqhela ukuye iyayazi uba after 2 days ndizeke ndi-right after a month. And also it's very important to mention to your therapist that ndizayoperforma because azifani indlela esenza ngayo imassage. Xa ubuya for i-recovery i-different i-post kwi-pre. So that is very important. So ibalulekile la communication between wena and the therapist. Between wena and the therapist sizoba ne-understanding into yokuba umzimba wakho uqhelile uyenza massage. That's what I do xa kufike ezi-runners from Joburg and Durban zize apha kuthi. Xa zize kum ndiye ndimbuze uba how often do you go for massages? After a massage uye ufile njani? How long does it take for your body uba uphinde ube state sawo? So it depends to a person, but abantu abaqala uyenza regularly 3 days before it's fine. But if uyaqala at least inike 7 days, ungathi uqala uza kum akubikho mnandi xa ndimasajayo. Honestly speaking, I'm results driven. If ndikwenza massage kungabikho nto uyifilayo, ndithi ebantwini rather if une-injury mayibe worse than into yoba kuthiwe isafana uba it doesn't get better. So the results driven. So if uze kum for a massage, trust me not, I'm going to make sure something is happening. If I do not help you, I will injure you, but something must happen. So I do not believe kunento eyithandwa ngabashumayeli if ningeniye ecaweni athi sufana nedata ungene emanzini uphinde uphume womini. That is my philosophy. If uze kum for a massage, I have to make sure that you come back again because there is something eyenzekileyo emzimbeni wakho. It's either you come back uzolwa nami into yoba wena wandithunuka, or you come back uzothi wandinceda. But ubuzile back wathi wandithunuka, trust me, after 2 days uzawuza back uthi okwakho undithunuka kwakho kwandinceda. Enkosi.
I think okwangoku siyakhupha a program, but there's refreshments phana epic snack. So if asizophazamisana sivumelekile uba singaya pha eback and then uhlale phansi. We're moving on to the technicality of the day. You've been training for so long or for so little. Ufikile ngoku poly shots, what happens then? Or whether you're going for the first time or for the second, third, green number, you have a different experience every time. So we have a person here dedicated who prepare something for you. He's traveled that road 7 times, if I'm not mistaken. Comrades, 7 times. He's done he put Alfred to East London, cut to East London 4 times. He's doing blue number for 2 options. Next, Mr. G. Tell us Mr. Nakumari.
Good evening. Okay, I'm feeling a bit intimidated, but it's okay.
By who?
Okay, thanks, Rajay. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm seeing a lot of anxious runners, supporters. Who else? I think everyone is here. I've got a presentation that I've prepared for tonight. It's a bit longish, but some of the slides I'm gonna run over them so that we stick to what we are here for tonight. Maybe just as an icebreaker, I'll ask a few questions just to see how much you know your comrades. Can I just ask something? How many comrades have we done to date? If anybody remembers. 90? 95 comrades.
No, but this is the 95 stands.
So we've done 95. We're going for 96. How many down runs?
48.
How many up runs?
40.
Okay. Now, do me this favor. Each time you go to the expo, there are those books that they give. That information is there. There's a lot of interesting history from Comrades. You know, sometimes when you're home, relaxed, just go through those books. There's a lot of important and valuable information. Just to keep you at ease, we've done 48 upruns. 48 upruns. This year, we're doing the 48th down run. So, for the first time in a long time, we're gonna have 48 ups and 48 downs. I'm sure you've noticed that. Sorry about that. I'm sure you've noticed that okay, maybe it's on my side, I don't know. Okay, it's better, I think it's better now. Now, you'll have noticed that in the tradition of Comrades, it's always changing directions. 1 year it's going up, the following year it's going down, 1 year up, the other year it's going down. But there are years where you find that 2 years in a row, it's going the same direction. Like what it is now. Last year it was the down run, and then this year again it's the down run. I think they've tried to make it such that by the time we go to the 100th, we should have come to a point where it's 50 ups and 50 downs. And they've managed to sort of get it right this year, whereby you've got 48 up and 48 down. But anyway, let's go on with our presentation. Oh, I thought you were driving. Okay, here's the story. I always say to people, at the start of the race, we've got how many medals? 7 medals. Maybe something that I must also explain from the presentation. You will see that some of the slides are referring to 2022. It's only because this presentation, we used it last year because it's exactly the same route as last year. You know, it's the same down run that we've done last year. So if you don't mind, you will see some of the slides still referring to 2022. It's for the same reason. Now, I always say to people jokingly, when we start Comrades, we've got, I think 7 medals that you're given, and then as you run, you start giving back the medal that you're not going to use. You know, you've got the gold all the way until peak. So it's up to you which one you keep in the back pocket until the end of the race. But as you know, somewhere halfway, you know, gold is out of the picture. You give it back. You know, the Wally Hayward is out of the picture, you give it back. Silver is out of the picture, you give it back, and so forth and so forth. Until to a point where you're only left with maybe the bronze and the pink, and then you have to fight it out, you know, which one you keep home. Okay, do we have novices here? First timers? Oh, first timers, okay. Do we have those that did their first run last year? Okay, right. Okay, we are going, for those that did last year and finished, you're going to get a medal. Second one, which is called the back-to-back. You know, the back-to-back is a once-off medal. You only have one chance of getting the back-to-back. Now, how it works is they calculate your back-to-back from the first year you finished. Not first attempt, first year. So when you finish first time, they count 1. So immediately after the first year, if you run the next one and you finish, then you get the back-to-back. So here it is. It's a back-to-back medal. It's a very, very important medal. I think it's one of the medals that runners aspire to have, in their collections. Looking at the route, I just want you to have a mental picture of the route as it is. Whatever you see here as the distance, just forget about it for now, because there's always an argument about the distance of Comrades. I can promise you now, the distance that they say it is this year and what you'll have on your watch at the finish, it will be different. So, for me, I always say Comrades is between Pietermaritzburg and Durban. That's Comrades for you. Forget about the distance, forget the technicalities, and halfway is at Drummond. Forget about Drummond being 45 Ks or 44.5 or 43 point whatever. Just know Comrades halfway is Drummond. Case closed. I'm sure on social networks you might have seen some of videos, guys getting cut off at Drummond. Lots of arguments, guys showing their watches. Some saying, no, but this is the distance 87 this year. Look at my watch, I'm at 44, I'm at halfway and I still have the time, So guys, halfway for Comrades is Drummond. Forget about the distance, forget about the numbers, just know it's Drummond. The other thing that I want you to take note of is the elevation. But on some slides that are coming, we'll slowly unpack it so that we know what to do when we get to those places. Can you just flip this up? Yeah, this one. Okay, this is what we've done. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is what we've done. Seeing that, I'm trying. Okay, guys. Okay, is it better? Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, guys, what we've done here, I don't know, it's I feel like using my own voice.
Yeah, use your own voice.
Okay. Alright. Guys, one thing that I must emphasize, Comrades is, let's just give it a number for the purpose of this discussion. Let's just say it's 90 Ks. Now, what we've done here, and thanks to Barry Holland, I think some of you might have read about him. I think he's done about 47 Comrades. So it's somebody that knows his stuff. And it's 47 consecutive Comrades, meaning that for 47 years, year after year, he's been coming back. So whatever he puts as analysis, I would trust it without even doubting him. Now, this is the same picture that you saw on the other slide, but this time it's more defined. What I want you to take out of this picture is the there are these debates about comrades, the up run, the down run, which one is better, which one is harder, which one is faster. I think all of us here, especially those that have done both the up and the down run, we've got our own experiences and our own preferences. You know, which one is faster, which one is harder, and so forth and so forth. Now, statistically, and I'm not saying factually, I'm saying statistically, the down run is faster than the up run. But what they say is, for the few minutes that you gain on the down run, you pay for the recovery in terms of how you feel on the body after the down run. And I'm sure many of us here can attest that how you feel after the up run or how you feel after the down run. I think it's not. Oh, it seems to be working. Okay, all right. Thanks, Jay. All right. What they say is, the few minutes that you gain on the down run, you will pay for them in terms of how the body feels after the full distance of 90 k's when you finish. But again, like I'm saying, we all have preferences. There are others that prefer the down run, there are others that prefer the up run. But at the end of the day, comrades is comrades. Yeah, just go down, Jim. Okay, what we've done, we've broken the route into small phases. Because one thing I've noticed, and from my experience, is that the reason why people struggle with comrades is that when they set their targets, it's easy to say, I'm targeting Bill Rowan, therefore, if I'm running Bill Rowan, my average pace is 6 minutes. Now, because you say my average pace over the distance is 6 minutes, the mistake that we make as runners is to try and run 6 minutes right throughout the course. And we know that it's not possible. In fact, Comrades itself, the route itself doesn't allow you, it won't allow you to run the same pace from start to finish. And I'm saying this very carefully because, of course, they are elite runners. We know what they do from start to finish. As I'm looking at the audience here, I'm looking at, the, what do you call ourselves? The social runners, the backbenchers, people that make comrades. So for us, it's different because the way we train, our physique, our abilities, we are not like the elite runners, the guys that run for top 10 positions, So because of that, Comrades has got different phases which need to be run differently, especially if you want to give yourself a realistic chance of getting to the medal that you want to. Now, this is the first portion of the race. The start to 18 Ks. Now, the start is in Pietermaritzburg, as we all know. One of the things that you'll notice from the start in Pietermaritzburg, it's very narrow, it's very cold, and because it's very narrow, it will take you a lot of time to move in a pace that you want to. So it says to you, you must be very patient. Don't try any funny things, don't try to run on the side, to run on the pavement. You might end up hurting yourself or injuring yourself. And you don't want to carry an injury from Pietermaritzburg to Durban, just because you wanted to steal an extra 5 minutes or so. It's not worth it. Now, one of the things that you might not notice is that coming from Pietermaritzburg, going towards Durban, the infamous poly shots, it is very dark during that time, especially when you're doing the down run. So you might not even notice body shots because it is so dark, it's coming very early in the race. So you might even pass body shots without even noticing that you passed body shots because it comes very early in the race. But trust me, when it's the following year, you won't miss body shots. You will know that you are in body shots. Okay, move to the slide. Yes. Okay, now you'll have noticed that from the previous section, that is the start to the top of Umlas Road, it's a bit of an incline, meaning that the start of Comrades, the down run, you'll have a bit of an incline at the beginning. You'll go down 20 shots, you'll pick up again going towards Umlas Road. Now they say from 18 Ks to 41 Ks, it starts leveling up. So those people that are running for targets, this is where you start, making up the time because it starts leveling up and the hills are not as severe. I'm not saying there are no hills, I'm saying they are not as severe because you are still going to get a lot of climbs, but they're not as bad as the first section of the race. Okay, can move again. Okay, this is my favorite part of Comrades because of exactly as you see on the presentation. Now, a lot of things are happening here. You see there's this movement, and then there's this movement. If you read the first part here, it says, as they say in the classics, the party is over, and now the work begins. Now, this is a very important section of Comrades because remember all along, you started going up, it leveled up a little, it leveled down a little bit. Now, as you get to 41 Ks, and 41 Ks, trust me, it's a long way into the race because it's almost a marathon. Now, just almost at marathon mark, things are starting to happen. Firstly, you've got the back of Njanga. You need to climb up the back of Njanga before you descend to Drummond. And descending to Drummond is not just a few meters of running. It's about 2.5 Ks of going down towards Drummond. And your problems are not finished because as you get to Drummond, you can see Drummond is right at the bottom. As you get to Drummond, you still have to pick yourself up, going towards Waters Hill. This section here, this is what was, in my view, this is what will tell what will be the rest of your second half going forward. Because firstly, you climb up Njanga, back of Njanga, you go down the real Njanga towards Drummond. At the bottom of Drummond, you have to pick yourself up again for about 11 Ks going towards Waters Hill. And those are not small hills. Those are serious hills. Now, the reason I'm emphasizing all this is because there's a few things that you need to do, either going down or going up. Now, all along, when you talk to Comrades experts, they always say, hold back, hold back, hold back. This is for this reason, that you need to save your legs, because you need those legs towards the much later part of the race. At the moment, it's not easy picking, but you are better off going a little bit slower, saving your legs, because you will need them towards the later part of the race. And when you need your legs in Comrades, you really, really need your legs. There is also that famous other seat. I'm sure we've got our own other seat here in East London. You don't know? Now we've got our own national key point in Abbotsford, there by the bridge. As you pass the bridge, you sit down and you give honors to the fallen heroes. But yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. All right, but just to emphasize again, this climb out of Drummond, as they say here. First, there is a back off in Janga, plus the severe drop into Drummond to the halfway mark, and then the steep climb out of Drummond to Alveston. So this is the biggest, not the biggest, but this is the start of bigger things to come in terms of Comrades. Now, all along, you could have been asking yourself, but where's the down run? Because as for the better part of this presentation, I'm seeing hills and hills and hills, and yet we say it's a down run. So the big question is, but where is the down run? Don't worry, the down run is coming. Okay, now we're at Hillcrest, going to Pinetown, and then look at this, 53 Ks to 70 Ks. And please read this. Here lies your greatest opportunity on the Comrades down run. Now, I don't understand this. Because now, you've just done 53 Ks, and then they say, this is the biggest opportunity for you in Comrades to sort of make time. You know, the only reason why they say this is your opportunity, they're only saying this because there are no major hills. But because there are no major hills going up, then there are major hills going the other direction. Now, you've covered 53 Ks, just 3 Ks short of 2 Oceans Marathon. And now somebody says, here is your opportunity to make time. And this is for 17 Ks. So from 53 Ks until 70 Ks, they say there's an opportunity to make time. But I'm sure these things work differently. I'm saying this from a perspective of, middle to back runners. I'm sure the likes of Akona and DJ, guys that are chasing serious medals, I'm sure this talks to you. Because there are no major hills, it's time to make up the time that you've lost. Okay, now, just hop a little bit. Okay, there's something that just a little bit I want this to show. I want this to show. No, sorry, go up a little bit. Yes, thanks. Yeah. Okay, you'll see this. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know Fields Hill. In fact, if you don't know Fields Hill, you will have felt it during the down run, because a lot of things are happening on that hill. It's very long. I think it's about 3.2 Ks going down. And it comes, I think, after plus minus 65 Ks. You've got 65 Ks on your legs, and you're still going down 3 Ks, one shot. Now, read this very carefully and slowly. Please exercise extreme caution and go down Fields Hill slowly. If you don't, the graveyard awaits you at the bottom. And this is very true in every sense, because people that go down Fields Hill very quickly, we normally find them, you know, as we turn the corner at the robots, we find them hanging onto their hamstrings because they've gone down very quickly. And more importantly, once you get to Pine Town, it gets flat again. And you know that change of muscle movement from going down, becoming flat, and before you know it, just move to the next one. Before you know it, there's somebody that wants to say hello to you. And that is how it's here. You know, you've just gone down Pine Town, you've just gone on the flat. Now, before you know it, you need to go up again. And you're going to Cowie's Hill. And trust me, after 70 Ks or 72 Ks, Cowie's Hill is no fun. So, imagine you went down Fields Hill very quickly, your legs are soft, your quads, your hamstrings are hurting, and you still have Cowie's Hill to deal with. So, you will see that everything in Comrades should be done in moderation. If you go too quick because you want to make up time, the few minutes that you have gained, you're going to lose 3 times the minutes that you've gained, you know, in the later part of the race. Now, here's something again that I don't understand. They say the race begins in Pine Town. You've been running for 70 Ks, they say you've been warming up. Because now the real race, the real Comrades, is starting in Pine Town. What does this mean? It means that from the start of the race in Pietermaritzburg up until Pine Town, you've been running using your physical strength. Now, this is how far your physical strength will take you. Because I think last week, most of us, we've done our long runs, last long runs, 65, 70 Ks. So, this is where your long run takes you. It takes you as far as Pine Town. Then from Pine Town, it's your mind that takes over. Because your mind says, we're not done, we still need to get better. That's where it kicks in. And by the way, if you look at the previous Comrades races, the top leaders, the front runners, that's where they usually separate anything from Pine Town, because they size each other from start until Pine Town, then from there they break loose, you know. So that's where you can see who's who in the zoo. Just go up a little bit. Sorry. Okay, now after going down Cowie's Hill, you would have seen from the elevation that it's mostly downhill all the way to Durban. But you will remember that as you approaching the lights of Westville, there are still some little climbs here and there, but they are not considered Comrades Hills. They don't have names, but you will feel that there's change of movement. Okay, you can escape from here and go to the presentation. Okay, the next one. Okay, just to recap, these are the Comrades Hills. Now, when I say Comrades Hills, I'm saying those with names. There are many other Comrades Hills without names. So these are the only ones with names. Police, Janga, Waters, Fields Hill, and Cowie's Hill. And yeah, they come in this order as well, especially on the up run. Kawis is the first one, and all the way to 20 shots. And then obviously on the down run, they also come in that order. Next one. All right, this is how it looks at the start of the big C, as they call it. Sorry. I'm sure you recognize this face. Previous Comrades winner. So if ever you find yourself lining up with these guys, you must be in A seeding. And if you are lucky enough to rub shoulders with these guys, just don't get pulled by these guys, because once the gun goes, these guys have got no time to warm up. These guys, they just shoot. Okay, there's a little bit of an audio. I won't play all of it. I just want to take you back. So for the novices, this is how it feels like in Germany. Okay, now this is very important to note. Trust me, you might be somewhere here. You must just look very closely. You might be somewhere here. Now, what you see on this picture, and I've put it deliberately because, you know, when we run qualifying races, we always talk about seeding, and seeding. This is where it makes a difference. Those guys that you were seeing on the other slide, the elite runners, they are here. So your elite runners are here. So there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the rest. Now, can you see now the importance of seeding and what difference it makes, especially in Comrades, because Comrades has got only one start. There is no staggered starts. The gun goes once, and it's the same for everyone. Now, believe me or not, these guys also are intending to get to Devon in 12 hours. And the fact that they are here, and some are here, and they need to go through here all the way to Devon, the time that they lose at the start, they don't get back, unfortunately. That is the sad part. Okay, here's a bit of text. We spoke about this. It's very cold in Maritzburg. You will have noticed it. So it talks about preparation, how you dress up. You know, bear in mind that if you are one of those guys that like wearing a vest with no t-shirt underneath and you've got muscles to show, just know that you've got the very cold weather to contend with in Devon, in Pietermaritzburg at the start. This is important as well. You're sitting and getting to your sitting pen in time. They are very strict. If they say the sitting gates or the gate closes by this time, you must be in your sitting pen at this time. If you're not there, guess what happens? You start at the back. So if you are B sitting and then the gates are closed, there is only one place for you to start, right at the back. So all that time that all that effort of running sub 320, it's gone. You start with the backbenchers. We spoke about this. It's very congested in the beginning. You're going to lose a couple of minutes, but you must be patient. There will be plenty of time to make up, but just be patient. Now, what you don't see on this picture, something I must explain also to first-timers. The number that you see here is not the kilometers done, it's the kilometers left. So if you see 74, it doesn't mean you've done 74 Ks. It means you are left with 74 Ks. Now, one thing I want to explain about this picture. It is saying 74 Ks to go, meaning that 16 Ks have been done. But can you see the congestion? So it means it's going to be quite a long while before the gaps open in order for you to run at the pace that you want to run. So again, patience, patience, patience. If you are going to try to be innovative and run on the sides, there's a chance that you can injure yourself. You don't want that. Okay, we spoke about this. Cut-off times, it's also important, but I'm not going to dwell much on this. Okay, this is what happens on the route. This is the sad reality. Sometimes you might need a little bit of patching up when the going gets tough. There's plenty of fun on the road. You know, you've got supporters that are encouraging you. They say when you run Comrades, feed off the energy from the supporters. You know, supporters will call your name. You will be very surprised that people know you in KZN. And then you forget that your race numbers or your name on it. You'll just think that you're famous, but it's okay. But what is important is talk to supporters, feed off their energy, you know, give them a high five, you know, greet them, greet back. It's fun because they lift you up. Oh, sorry. This is the reality of Comrades. You know, you will get cramps. Sometimes you will just stop at a massage station because you are just feeling sorry for yourself. You just want somebody to touch your legs, you know, the likes of Buliman. You just want somebody to, you know, relieve that pain because you're just in too much pain. Sometimes, and this is the sad part, it gets to a point where the massages and the ice cubes and the rubbing just is not cutting it for you, and then you need more medical attention. And then if it gets to this is part of the game. It happens in Comrades. All right, just for you to know, plenty of support, plenty of medical support and facilities on the road. Ambulances, response cars, response motorcycles, medical helicopter, and a lot of medical personnel at the finish. So you don't have to carry the whole chemist with you. I know as runners, you know, we carry first aid kits, you know, those running bags with all sorts of nitty-gritties. You don't have to carry everything. There's lots of it on the road. But again, carry whatever works for you. All right, this is the final stretch, but not quite. This is when we were finishing at Moses Mabhida, but I'm sure it gives the same feeling. You know, when you see this, I'm sure this is the sign that everybody wants to see.
Doesn't it depend what time you see that?
Yes, yes, very correct.
Yes.
You want to see 1 kilometer left, and you also want to look at your watch to see how much time. You don't want to see 1 kilometer and then your watch is reading 11:56, because I can guarantee you won't run under 3 minutes for that 1 kilometer. So, what is it saying? Build enough time so that when you see this 1 kilometer, you know you're safe. And remember, this time of 1 kilometer, there's so much fanfare. Everything's on you, the cameras, there's a chance that you might be on TV, and you don't want to be on TV under duress. You know, when you are really struggling to make that final cut off, because you might not make it. Okay, causes for runners not to finish Comrades. This is an important one. I know we've got many opinions, facts, fiction, myths about what is it that causes runners not to finish Comrades. Statistically, it says 68% is because of injuries. Now, injuries, they can happen at different stages. Either it's an injury that you carried with when you started running, or an injury that happened during the course of the race. 68% of the cases, it's one of the reasons why people don't finish Comrades. Incorrect pacing, we spoke about it briefly. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I know what is the correct pacing for you in Comrades, because we all have different targets. Others are going for silver, others are going for Bill Rowan, others are going for Robert Njali, others are going for bronze, others are going for the finish. But what is important is, whichever medal that you're going for, you must have a correct pacing plan. Because even if you're going for the finisher's medal, if you plan it incorrectly, if you plan for 11:55, I know there are people that plan for 11:55. I always say, if you plan for 11:55, you are very brave. You are one of the bravest people I know. Because if you plan for 11:55 and something goes wrong, you've got no path. Chances are that you will go over 12 hours. Poor time management. You know, one thing I know about runners is that anybody that runs Comrades, we train enough. We put in the hours, we do the long runs, we do the speed, we do the hills, everything. But on the day, there's this problem of time management. What do I mean by time management? This is the time that you spend on your water points. Water points, you find it necessary that each and every water point that you go to, you must stop and grab something. I mean, you can only carry so much. Chances are that when you move from water point to the next water point, you still have something in your pockets. But you find, for some reason, you find it necessary to stop again. That's where you're losing time. Friends and family, you know, when you run Comrades, you are a hero because everybody knows that you're running Comrades. Those that are supporting you on the road, you feel that it's necessary that you stop you know, you take a selfie, you take a picture, those are the minutes that you are losing, and those are the minutes that you're not getting back. Okay, they say every forward step is one step closer to the finish. If you think about it, as long as you're moving forward, you're moving closer and closer to the finish. You must just keep moving. The only time that you're not moving closer is when you stop completely. Okay, I'm not going to go through this. These are the things that you must just prepare closer to the race. Road closures, I'm not even going to go through this. Finish line. This is what we aspire for. All these many months of preparation, the early mornings, the long runs, the sacrifices, the family events that we had to miss because of a long run, the school event for a child that we had to sacrifice because of a long run. It all comes down to this. And more importantly, you want to finish Comrades while it's still daytime. You don't want to finish Comrades when the street lights are on. You know, you want to get to Devon while you can still see your surroundings. If you get there and everything looks dark, then you might have just sneaked in, you know. But when a Comrades finish, it's a Comrades finish. Okay, Brajesh, if you don't mind, this one is very short, it's less than 2 minutes.
So here's the news. There is nothing to do. There is nothing to do.
Okay, it's a video from Bruce Horace.
There is nothing.
Now, this video was taken some years back, very, very close to Comrades Race Day. So it might not be applicable to where we are now, but just listen to the message, and then you will find it relevant.
So here's the news. There is nothing to do. There is nothing to do. It is all over. Okay? Basically what you do now is you just tick over and you run very gently. I don't want to hear anyone doing anything further than maybe you're allowed to do one last 20K on Sunday. Nothing. Oh, but I missed the long run at the end. Bad luck. Bad luck. Bad luck. There is no such thing as a perfect build-up. Not even the winner is going to have had a perfect build-up from January through to Comrades. And by the way, they all start too early. This Comrades training starts on the 1st of March. They all start far too early. Next year, Comrades is going to be June the 15th. So Comrades training starts in the middle of March. But no, January the 1st, they come back from holiday and they train. And then guess what? They're injured by the end of April or sick. Because they did it in the first few months. It's not about training hard necessarily, it's about training cleverly. You train cleverly is to know when to start, when to go hard, and how to time it. And so now it's too late. So what you do now is you rest and you jog around and you hope that you don't get flu. You see children with their faces looking like glazed donuts. People sneeze inside lifts. And we've got a great friend, Jo Van running her second Comrades. She's beside herself at her offices in Joburg. They've got fingerprint identification to get into the various rooms. She's got a disinfectant spray. She puts her finger in it. She said that thing is covered in filthy germs. Okay, that thing where you've got to put your finger. So and so there's no training to be done. And it's just a rest. And just to give you this was my ritual of the last week.
Listen to this.
Okay, so the week before Comrades, I did it every single time, and I seem to have got something right. Okay, and that's what I did was on the Sunday before we're going to run 12 to 15 Ks, very easy. Monday, 10K is very easy. Tuesday, 8K is very easy. Wednesday, 5K is very easy. Thursday, nothing. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, 90.
Okay, now this is open for different opinions. I know I know runners have got things that they see differently. Like for instance, there is the famous park run in Devon, but this is not for me to say whether you do it or you don't do it. All that I want you to take from this speech is that you've done the training as best as you can. If you've missed that one Comrades long run, if you've missed it, remember today is the 11th of May. We are exactly a month away from Comrades. Now, if you missed the 11th, your Comrades long run, tough luck. There's still a few weeks left, but the weeks that are left are for other things. It means you must make a decision and work with what you have. If you try and squeeze in another long run, another 65, it could be that you will start undoing all the hard work that you've done. And remember, Comrades training is very long. I hear Bruce Fodder saying it starts in January. I've got a different opinion. Oh, it says it starts in March. You know, for me, if I were to start preparing for Comrades in March, I would not be ready. Because looking at it from my point of view, like, okay, I'm a borderer. If I'm not ready for a marathon in January, because there's a qualifier in February, I won't be ready for BAFs if my training in January is not up to scratch, meaning that I can't qualify. And if I'm not ready for BAFs, then my Two Oceans is in serious trouble. So, as Brajay is saying, different strokes for different folks. Maybe for elite runners, when they start that late, I don't know how they do it if they start that late, but one thing for sure, it will not suit me. Oh, elite runners. Okay. Yeah, it's a debate for another day. It's a very, very long debate in terms of when do we start training for Comrades, when do we stop, and so forth and so forth. I think that is the last slide. Now I'm all yours in terms of questions. I might not have all the answers, but that's it.
Thank you so much. I want to kick it off, Mr. Tini. This is a personal question. Why? Why?
Why Comrades?
Why was she?
I think. Do I need a mic?
I don't know.
Okay, I think it's challenging yourself.
Okay.
I follow a very simple program, and a lot of people ask me, but how do you manage to do all these races? For me, like I'm saying, it's one program that I follow, which is why it's easy to do all these races. Like for instance, every year, my first target, I don't even look at Comrades, I don't look at watch. I say I'm training for Two Oceans. So everything that I do, I'm preparing for Two Oceans. So I prepare for Two Oceans, I run Two Oceans. So once I run Two Oceans, I tick it off. So the Two Oceans program becomes the Comrades program, because now Two Oceans is feeding into Comrades. So Remember, it's the same program. It is just building. So, when I come back from Cape Town with the Two Oceans program, it becomes the Comrades program. Now, the same Comrades program, it becomes the WASH program. In fact, once I come back from Durban, I'm ready for WASH. I just need to recover, do a couple of runs here and there, but it's done. So, because I've been keeping up with the program, why not?
Why not?
Why not? And by the way, for those that are still asking themselves whether WASH can be done or it cannot be done, I always say to people, and I see Brazil is smiling at me because he knows that he owes me. I always say to people, WASH is the most relaxed ultra. You know, for a number of reasons. There's less pressure on it. It's not like Comrades. When you run Comrades, everybody knows that you're running Comrades. There's so many tracking devices. Everybody is on a case. Everybody wants to know. But WASH is so laid back. There's plenty of time to finish it. You don't have to run as quick as you need to compared to Comrades and Two Oceans. So it's very, very relaxed. If you only survive the night running, because that's another story. Because at some point when you're running it at night, the body wants to shut down, the body wants to sleep, but yet you have to keep running. But if you can survive that one, there's plenty of support on the road, there's a crew that comes in the morning to join you and pull you home. So there's WASH for you.
Thank you. Let's get straight into the questions. Okay, let's take technical questions. Or are we all ready? We get into a King's meet during daylight. Are we ready? Mr. T, that was very informative. Thank you so much. No questions. We all know what medals we're getting. Nick? Okay. No, thank you so much. Just before I wrap it up, it's been a long day for you. You've come in from work. I just want to make a special mention to a few people, just to thank them for, this is a seed that they planted. And I so hope, I really do hope, that it grows within the whole East Island community. You'd be amazed at how much a lot of us have learned from this session. Whether you've been running for 6 years, 2 years, you'd be amazed at how much we've picked up. So, specifically from me, I just want to thank first the speakers, Pumanda, your presentations, Mr. T, Bujay, for organizing and putting this together. From me, it's a big thank you. I want to thank Tamsan at the back there for putting us on TV. Thank you, Budi. You're doing such a great job. Also, the event, like Ubunje had mentioned before, it's individuals within the running community. It's not attached or to any running club. So now that Nikona and you are here to build on the foundation, it would be really nice to get more people getting into it and putting in resources to make it grow. I want to see it at like an annual thing. We want to even cater for other big events that happen around Indo, like Iwashi. We could have this for Washi, for Two Oceans as well. So the people that came with this brainchild, they've been working as individuals, and you can see how much work they came to. PC Internet, the company, put in some work. Mr. Machobe is just walked out. I want to thank him as well. Mr. Mtembu as well, he's just walked out. They're not here, but I really have to mention them. They are the people that are saying, it doesn't matter what vest you, it doesn't matter what club vest you wear. Once you start and you sing Payana chariots of the fire, it's sportsmanship. Everyone who's around you, Payana, they want what you want. So I so wish that upper border we could adopt that and work and make this. It's serious for some people. And Bawoniki elites, I don't know, but everyone needs this. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and for coming through, Mr. J. I wish that this brainchild, that many people can water it to grow the seed, because it's been done. It's always been done. But upper border, I don't know, maybe Lendo social and too serious that we don't want to invest. But please, when you get home tonight and you reflect, invest in your Ungalap, you love it. Ungalapa, you're passionate about running. Invest in it. Invest in it. Also, Okudu is available. You use him for nutrition. He's available. Social media, ikoni namba yake, yebuti, lepina patu uteta ngayo, iti ninto. Yekon, Open he's available. Body, I've never done sports massage therapy. I didn't know until you spoke, but I need it. Yekon, Open J is here. Mr. T is here. Can't we do it for intuitions? Please, let's not just run. Let's not just run in up. But what about that benefit, Mr. K, from the services that we provide for running? So thank you so much. It was very nice to have you tonight. Again, I said back-to-back medals. Mr. Bota. So thank you so much. You can see the cold refreshments at the back. And then yes, no. Since Askavan, no. Askavan, I'm just reminding about Bazikoni refreshments. Kala classes could be sing about like Sipo, sing a kind of money to your water. Or Kala Usis Angie. She's also very actively part of the group of people that made this whole thing possible. Closing remarks, Miss Angie, and Kathleen. You can ask him in his hand to sit and as well my learning program here to continue. Number three.
Yes.
So you've done up and 2 downs.
Yes, I've done up,
one down.
And 1 down. Thank you to our program director, Mpo. It's always lovely and beautiful to listen to you doing your thing. Sewagqibile bethuna noMpho yena qala. Uphume ngapha kwawo mandingabiwa something like that. Kodwa into enjalo. So whatever that I had here, uphume ngapha kwayo wayitsho. The only thing I can just add mandingabulela nje to you runners, mostly the running groups that we have around, because really we're not doing this to gain anything. We are just doing this for us to enjoy, because mostly we're calling ourselves social runners. So at the end of the day, in what works for me, I would love I try. Maybe it can work for Yena. So the social groups we having, the running groups, the laugh we're sharing on the road, the tips, the tricks. It's very interesting. Even sometimes when you run alone, you think of like, I must lift my legs like this. Oh, okay, this is what. It's very interesting, guys. We're just doing it for the love of running, for our social being, for our health as well. Because to the team that has organized. Hopefully, it will be an annual thing. People will get into it. Thank you, guys.
Yes, I think it's cool. Well done.